actually. As you understand, this is more like you will understand that, more like a life realization. Not self-realization, life realization. It means it's about welcoming yourself to this life. Beyond whatever you believe socially or whatever titles you have, whatever you think is the goal of humanity, liberation or whatever. Actually, as Narad says that there is no benefit of devotion because devotion itself is benefit. So there is no liberation as such because this very living is liberation. What you think this is going on? Not us, but overall. Such a vast magical place, and we want liberation from this or ways to. So this place is more about allowing life to flow through you. And that is what I feel the realization of life. It's not something intellectual. Because mostly for us, life is a intellectual, some concept, some God, some liberation, some enlightenment and all that. But whereas it is just this as it is. And this is what it is all about, this as it is. Why you think they keep on saying, be in the now, be in the present? What does it mean? What does it mean to realize God? Why do people who had realized, they go into a shock, they go a bit crazy? Why? Because they realize it's this. It's always been this. It's never anything else, ever. Even what you know about your life is just ideas of past and future. So how to come about here is the point of what I have invited you to do, how to engage into action. Because what is keeping you aside is a certain idea in the head. And most interesting thing is, the most important aspect of us, the most important event in your life is present, and that is used as a tool for an imagination of future, or that is used as a punishment for some past. I am suffering now because I did that. One day I'll be better, I'll go there. And that's why they call Krishna the great deceptionist or great fraud, that it's all around us all the time and we are seeking it somewhere. And the reason why we don't feel this, because we have grand ideas, fantastic ideas, almost pornographic ideas about how enlightenment is, how God is, whereas it's as simple as this which is around us, this. And it's very hard to admit that. So if you feel that at one point, if I tell you that you are enough as you are, your whole system disagrees, because there is a deep, deep self-rejection of who you are right now. And that's what it means, that I feel that is what is the rejection of God. Sikhs have said, Ek Onkar Satnam. This is the truth, and serve it. Participate with it. So reward is already here, your life. You just have start to taste it, not think about it. Otherwise people are busy explaining the sweet, trying to understand the sweet, but never actually tasting the sweet. And the biggest gap is that we do not know the difference between life thought, life lived, and life in thinking. We think it's two the same, whereas life lived is an actual experience which has no words. It is just constant flow, whereas thoughts appear and go, that's what creates time. Where this constant flow, this constant sound, this constant naad which is going on, it is timeless, it's always on. Getting connected with this always on is that what devotion is about, what Shakti is about, what anything is about. Because people are trying to do meditations to watch the mind, to go beyond the body and all that. But whereas, as I understood, that body is the soul. This cosmos is the divine manifested. We are into it all the time. But there are two approaches, mostly 50-50 kind of humanity can be divided. One kind of people say, okay, I have to reach this God, but I will purify myself, do the meditation techniques, and till one day I will be able to see it. Because what is blocking you is your thoughts about it. But then there is that is like slowly, like in carving a stone, you keep chipping off the stones till you come across the right shape, right? But the other is path of mad people. They say this has to be this. So they start to, what yogi takes as a last step, surrendering the ego, an artist or a lover or a dancer or a devotee makes that the first step, that it's all you. I don't need to seek, I need to play with you, I need to dance with you. Some are thinking, where the fuck have I come? So this, see, there are very deep implications that whatever is going wrong with your life, why you're suffering, why things are not happening, is essentially your body is the cosmos. There is no other cosmos. How you know this cosmos? Through this body, isn't it? If you have no body, what cosmos? So, your relation with God or divine is your mind's relationship with your body. If it rains, we say it's raining too much. If it is sun shining, we say it's shining too much. If it is snowing, we say it's too much snow. If we see how things are going, we say not bad. So see, we have this constant sense of dissatisfaction with what is, and constant hope and longing for what should be one day. And that's what creates an illusion. You start to live as a future figure. You don't know me yet, one day I show you. And this is essentially everybody is living around. One day I'll get what I want and all that. So people are living into that, shooting somewhere in the future or escaping from the past. So now the second point comes in from the purely non-spiritual, non-material, what I said in the beginning. Life is neither spiritual nor material. The point in that is that life is an ocean of energy. This energy is forming life. Experience of this energy is what we call enlightenment. But this energy, do you think God thinks himself to be a spiritual person? Or material person? So if you are spiritual, then say, why did you make material? If you are material, then why you are fucking around with spiritual? Point is, realization of life means you are not choosing one color out of the rainbow. all colors are yours. When you have this acceptance of life in all its colors, life also accepts you. That's where prosperity or joy happens. Now, when I say prosperity, you suddenly think you're driving in a car and you have a big house. No, that's not prosperity. Abundance of energy is prosperity. That way, even rich people are not prosperous because they lack energy. What money gives you is a convenience to buy things, to get things. But money can't get you health. Money can't get you energy. You can buy, but you cannot get energy. You cannot feel life. So, the whole attitude towards life has to be changed. This life, this is Shiva manifested. This is Vishnu. This is Shakti going on. Because blockage is not anything else. Your chakras are not open. Blockage is how you are seeing this. As Krishna says in Gita that, howsoever you perceive me, I'll appear to you like that. So, you see it as, I am in darkness, one day I'll get enlightened. So it says, Tathastu, so be it. You say, I am the whole cosmos. There is no separation between me and life. Tathastu, welcome. So what's the point? The point which still humanity will take time to get, the point is, it's a joyful, abundant play of energy. Because play has no point. Play is just overflow of energy which is happening. Like Gorakhnath says that when he's explaining how creation happens, that there's a absolute vast silence, nothing is manifested. There is not even manifestation or no manifestation. There is not such concepts. It's just Shiva, the pure presence, pure state of bliss. Out of that arises a longing to expand, longing to manifest itself. That is, they call the first desire. Usually here, the desire here means creativity. Because what we know of desire is when I lack something, I get something to fill it. But here desire means I am full of energy, I want to create more life. So our desire is a sucking hole. It sucks things towards it. I want woman, I want man, I want money. But the desire of what Shiva or anybody who's an artist is to expand, to give out, to form. You see, in nature, everything is forming. Fruit is forming fruits to give, not for self-consumption. Have you ever seen a tree eating its own fruits? So everything in nature is giving forward. Here I am explaining you the deepest point of prosperity, of Lakshmi. Why you are isolated from life is you are only creating for yourself. So road ends at you. But when you're creating for life, life reflects back, it starts to give you. But you don't care whether you get or not. You keep sharing and moving. You're creating a circulation. You're creating a seasons. In one of the name of Shakti is Shri. Shri means circle of energy. So what has happened essentially to us is that circle of energy has been restricted by condemning your energy, by restricting your energy, by stopping your inner joy and make it efficient in the society. So you are dragging your energy, you are using your energy to make things happen out of some sense of profit, future or past, isn't it? But to listen to this energy and trusting this energy is what the whole point is. My Sufi Guru told me that before you trust Shakti, she has to also trust you. That are you trustworthy? When you are down, you say, yeah, I'll surrender, Devi, please give me anything. As soon as you become rich and everything comes, you say, okay, I have so many desires to fulfill, so you can wait. So this So Shiva expanded, and out of that first arose a sapurna, a spontaneous energy. And slowly the whole process, then how it becomes finally a kundalini, the Shakti, then it starts to express and act. Look at a seed. It functions from dot outwards. Everything in nature, look at it. It functions from the center outward. How your mind is, it functions from out, fill me in. It is expanding out. So if I put it into short words, what your deepest longing is not enlightenment, it's not money, it's not a man, not a woman, not anything. Your inherent longing is, which you're bringing in from the Adi, from the Shiva aspect, is to expand, is to manifest yourself. Till you do not manifest yourself, you will not really know who you are. That's what I mean by realization of life. That you are life here to manifest yourself, express yourself, form yourself, invent and expand. So this expansion is the most sacred act. And then people say, what about the enlightenment and going beyond and all that? Who will go beyond what? Who will be liberated from what? If you are the life itself, what you will be liberated from? You see, here my definition of liberation is liberate the energy trapped into you of cosmic creativity. Let it flow. Don't let it become a bitch for the social projects and social ego games. By the end of it, you realize that when you have energy, that's what we call Kali, the Shakti. You see, for example, this electricity, whole city is on, but electricity is one. It looks like many, many bulbs, but one electricity. So when you are creative, when you are joyful, when you are engaged into movement, you start to realize you are an electric current of life. You see, on the TV, you see many, many serials, many events happen, but actually nothing is happening. It's just electricity projecting images and you think something is going on, right? So, yogis, nobody tell them that you are not going to die, you are eternal. You just know that there is always been this, like Einstein said, that energy never dies, right? So right now I'm moving, this energy is eternal. But because you think it's your bitch for your future projects, so you think I'm short on energy, I want more energy, when I will get it. But present moment is constantly energy phenomenon vibrating. So your effort is, that's where I will be showing you various ways how to connect with this present vibration. See, not a concept, not a I'll do this mantra. Even mantra is a vibration of now. And that's where the juice is. That's where you actually feel life. Guru Nanak says that everybody is seeking the truth, but a devotee is constantly dipping into it every day. You understand what he's saying? You're dipping into this. This is, right now you see the mental picture, but when you actually feel, it's always on. The sound is always on. And connecting with that sound is the deepest juice, deepest joy. And that's what people, all our pleasures and small happinesses, briefly gives us a little electric shock, that's all. Sex and games and drugs, they give you brief little and you say, wow, I'm happy. Another I'm happy. That's all is going on. But a yogi is going, he has no time to think. So that's what we are trying to do. So be crazy. No, because see, then this Shakti is also called Mahabalaya. She's a great power. You become fearless. Actually, you don't exist anymore. Its Shakti doesn't care. It flows fearlessly, but without enmity. But in Sikhism, they call Nirbhao Nirvair. It just goes on, just on. And that is what we call the true devotion is. Once you stop caring about your mind, you just go on with this, which is on. So you start to chant or whatever you start with, but the point is, there is no break. That's one of the stress points. When you get deeper into it, it's a deeper stress. It's always on. There is no break. You just say, let me do this, then I'll take a break. No. It's eternally on. So Babas don't sleep. That's why I don't go for this enlightenment thing. I know I want to sleep also. There, it's on. Who will sleep? That's why they say that once you get tired of the world, means once you get tired of beginning of a little current and then it goes off, begin current and it goes off and waiting for it, then it comes and it's always bleak and bleak. That's where the vairagya happens, renunciation happens. You say, okay, I don't want any of this. And surprise, surprise, you realize you are the current. You're always on. Just feel. Your breath is always on. You're always buzzing. But your mind is somewhere else. To be in tune with this buzz is the whole point. You and the buzz are not two separate things. What is going on into your mind is app, software, being played by you, the original hardware, the very life. It's buzzing and images are appearing. You thinking you are these images, but actually you are the vibration and the sound of now. Is this making sense? So, where we will fit spiritual here and material here? You understand my problem? Even people who went deeper, they realized that they lost a sense of spiritual. That's why you must have heard about aghoris. They don't differentiate between beautiful, ugly, good, bad. They say it's all one life. That one life, you see, our suffering is we're constantly going from happiness to pain, happiness to pain. But if you embrace both, make both part of you, you see, it takes lots of courage to accept suffering, even more courage to not to be attached to happiness. Somebody had asked me that how to withdraw from suffering. So I said that the practice for that is when you are happy, withdraw from that first. That'll be fair, no? So okay, then so suffering will say, okay, now you can withdraw because you withdrew from that bitch also, which is called happiness. So it's allowed. But with her, you are all lovey and romantic, but with me, you suddenly go, what is this? So either you accept both or you reject both. To reject both is yoga. To accept both is bhakti. You don't get to make choice anywhere in any of the paths. Either you give up both or you embrace both. And embracing both is, in a way, more interesting journey than the dropping both. In dropping both, you'll be in constant struggle. You will keep on falling here and there. But then in engaging with both, your life is filled with drama, of course. One of the important things to understand in this is that no change happens without fire. And fire is produced by friction. But where our problem is, we start call friction as a struggle. You understand what I'm saying? I'll say again. Anytime you're going through suffering, life is putting you into friction with certain things. You wanted something to happen, it's not happening. Now you are going through a and heat is being produced. That heat means it will shell off, cut off unnecessary parts. They will get burnt. You will become more refined after going through suffering. Life is a constant burning and going beyond itself. And human mind is constantly trying to stay into one format forever. So this friction has to be understood, that this friction, this pain, this suffering, they are not something to torture you. They are the vibration which are breaking your barriers. You have to look at each suffering as a part of your Guru's blessing on you. You see, people think that why things go out of my hand, why I lose things, God is not good to me. Actually, God is being very good to you. People who are kept permanent into situations, who are very happy and they have everything, they are actually being punished. Because whenever you lose something, you don't realize you are becoming free. It's a very interesting statement I read, that creativity is diversification and dissolution is unification. So when you're creating many, many forms. When everything dissolves, it becomes one again. This has to be understood, that you are in the time of suffering closer to the totality of life because you're burden free. Because you're remembering the past, why that happened, you're unable to see you are right now thrown here, empty but filled with life. So this has to be understood very deeply, because essentially what matters is everybody who is doing spiritual processes, yoga or whatever, career or relationship or marriage, they are avoiding their life. How not to be this, how to become something else. And whole point of juice is when this moment becomes your everything. That is where you become the life. You become a creator of your life.